What's up guys, this is Adam FPL here and welcome to a brand new YouTube video. On this channel we're going to be talking about FPL and going through my team for the week and also previewing the next week in terms of my transfer plans. And we're going to be talking about FPL. I'm going to try and give some tips. Maybe I'm not the right person to go to tips for, but I will give tips where I can. And yeah, so we're going to go through my team today. Game week 4, which was before the international break, and I got 50 points with a -8 hit because I made 3 transfers. So the 3 players I did bring in were Kevin De Bruyne, Mason Mount and Teemu Pukki. Did the transfers pay off? Partially, but I wasn't expecting too much from this week. The whole point I did make 3 transfers was to save me using the wild card, so I think my team is in a good position now, so I don't need to use the wild card for the next couple of weeks at least. And yeah, let's go over my team. So we'll start off with Matt Ryan. He went away to Manchester City. Obviously got 0 points because they conceded 4 goals. Didn't get any save points, which I was hoping for. But that's okay. I'm not too bothered. I wasn't expecting too much there. Then we have Luca Dean. They went away to Wolves and he managed to pick up an assist, so I was pretty happy with that. 5 points. Zinchenko got the clean sheet points against Brighton. That was expected. Again, happy with that. Alex Wan-Bissaka only got 2 points, which was disappointing. They failed to keep a clean sheet against Southampton. He's also got a bit of a back problem coming up, so could be a player coming out of my team this week. Then we have Andy Robertson. He also got clean sheet points away at Burnley. Of course, Alexander-Arnold is the main Liverpool man right now, and it's definitely a move I'm looking to make in the future. Probably not right now. Maybe when I wildcard, I'll bring in Alexander Trent. Then we have KDB. Again, top week for him. He got a goal and an assist and bonus points and a clean sheet as well, coming to 13 points. The star man for this week, and I'm definitely happy with bringing him in. Mohamed Salah, he managed to get an assist and a clean sheet against Burnley. That's okay, pretty happy with that. Raheem Sterling, unfortunately failed to get anything in the 4-0 win over Brighton. If there's anyone you'd bank on scoring a goal in a 4-0 win for Man City, it'd be Raheem Sterling, but he didn't. So yeah, it was pretty underwhelming. Then Mason Mount again. Maybe I was chasing points with this one, but again, he only got 2 points. Disappointing once again. And then my strike partnership, Josh King and Teemu Pukki both failed to deliver this week. So the Pukki and Mount transfers didn't pay off, but I think longer term they'll definitely pay off. On the bench, not really much to talk about. Greenwood, Dendoncker and Lundstrom. Didn't really do anything between the 3 of them. So that leaves me at a rank of 677,334 out of 6.7 million players. So I wouldn't read too much into rank right now. Maybe after about 8-9 game weeks then I'd start to think about my rank. But right now I'm not too concerned. Maybe lower than where I want to be right now. But I know 2 or 3 game weeks and I'll be back up there again, hopefully. So yeah, let's go to my team now. So Matt Ryan in goal at home to Burnley. I'm looking like I'm going to keep him for the next 2. He's got Burnley at home and Newcastle away. So I'm definitely going to keep him for them 2 fixtures. Then possibly we'll look at moving him on. Then we have Luca Dean away to Bournemouth. He's got 2 clean sheets and 2 assists so far. So I'm pretty happy with him. And Everton have, of course, got a good run of fixtures, so I'm pretty happy with that. Zinchenko, of course, may be a risk now because Mendy's coming back, but Laporte has got injured, and that could maybe give him more game time with Canelo coming in as well. So again, I'll keep him for now, definitely. He's doing the business, he's getting the clean sheets, so I have no problem with that. I bought in Lundstrom this week over Wan-Bissaka. I think I've got a feeling Sheffield United at home to Southampton more likely to get a clean sheet than United would against Leicester. Maybe that's my United bias coming in there, but I've just got that gut feeling, so I'm going to go with it and go with Lundstrom. Wan-Bissaka's a doubt anyway, so we don't know if he's going to play or not. And then Robertson, he's nailed on really. Of course, I want to bring in Alexander-Arnold, but Robertson at home to Newcastle, again, I've got other fires to put out right now, so I'm not too concerned about that. Then in the midfield, we've got KDB. Yeah, pretty happy with that away to Norwich, no problems there. And then the captaincy is really a choice, again, the go-to choice between Mr. Mo Salah and Mr. Raheem Sterling. I'm going to go with Sterling. So what I've done, I've been switching each week and I seem to keep getting it wrong each time. So this time I'm going to stick with Sterling back-to-back weeks, hoping that because he blanked last week, this week he'll come with and do the business for me. Again, there's pros and cons really. Norwich have conceded the most goals in the league, so I guess that puts Sterling in favour. Salah's got a brilliant record at home at Anfield, which could put Salah in favour. Sterling's played international, Salah's been rested. I mean, that's got pros and cons. Sterling did well in international, so maybe he's got the form to take into the Norwich game. So there is really pros to both players, but I'm going to stick with Sterling. Back-to-back weeks, I'm going to go against my little trend that I've been doing in the first 3 weeks. And I'm going to stick with Sterling this week. Got faith in him. Then we have Mason Mount away to Wolves. I don't really expect too much there, to be honest. Their next two, they've got Wolves away and Liverpool at home. I have no problems with Mason Mount. I don't expect too much from him, but I'll keep him in there just in case. If he can chip with the odd goal or the odd assist, I'd be happy with that. Then we have Josh King, and he's looking like the player I'm going to transfer out this week. We'll get to that in a bit, but he's not really done anything special. He scored 1 penalty. Maybe is it the wrong time to take him out? He's got 3 decent-ish fixtures: home to Everton, away to Southampton, and home to West Ham. But yeah, I don't like King. I bought him in for the reason that he'd be on penalties, but having a player solely for penalty responsibility is not a wise move. I think it was a mistake on my part. Then we have Pookie at home to Man City. Now a lot of people would be benching Pookie. I personally am not. The reason being, Laporte is injured, so City's defence might be a bit more exposed, possibly, as well as the fact that Norwich have such a good attacking threat. So I'm definitely going to keep Pookie in my 11 this week. Then on the bench, Wan-Bissaka. Again, I just don't really have a place for him right now. I would put him in over King, but I don't really want to go 5 at the back. Then the other 2 players, Greenwood and then Donker. Greenwood doesn't seem to be starting right now, so I'm definitely going to be keeping him on my bench for now. Now let's go into my transfer plans for this week. So, players that I was considering, well, I'm only thinking about 1 transfer right now. I don't want to do more than 1 transfer. So the first one is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and I'm looking to go cheap really in the defence. If we go to my watch list here, as you can see on the right, we've got Eric Peters of Burnley as an option, possibly. They've got a decent run coming up. There's also Martin Kelly as another option. But then the problem with this, if I bring in a cheap defender, let's say I bring in Tyrone Mings, for example, I have 1.5 in the bank, and I just think that's too much money to sit on right now. So I'm not going to do the Wan-Bissaka transfer this week. Plus, he's on my bench anyway, so there's no need. The other player that I am considering taking out, well, I think my defense is pretty nailed on. My midfield is nailed on. Pookie's staying. It's going to be Josh King, and this is more than likely the transfer I'm going to be making. I already have 0.5 in the bank, so that puts me to 6.9. But the only one player that's really standing out to me right now, and the only player that I can really bring in, is Ashley Barnes. Of course, Tammy Abraham, he's a bit out of my price range. If you look at his fixtures coming up, he's got Brighton away, Norwich at home, Villa away, Everton at home, and he's got 4 goals in 4 games. So yeah, he's got the form, he's got the fixtures, and I'm definitely considering going with the Burnley player this week. Would you believe it? So it looks like it's going to be Ashley Barnes. I don't really think there's any other player who will be coming in. That gives me 0.2 in the bank, so let's make that transfer. Let's confirm it as well. And that's going to be my team for this week. Pretty happy with it. I don't think there's any issues really in there. I think it'll be a good week this week as long as Sterling is firing. Then we've got no problems there. So one more feature we're going to do this week. I'm going to introduce some features for each game week. I'm going to go with 3 players to watch this week. So they might not necessarily be in my team, but I'd say 3 players you should definitely consider for your fantasy football teams. And I won't go with the standard players. I won't go with your Salahs, your Sterlings, because everybody's got them players. I'll try go with some more differential players, if that's the right term to put it. The first player I would say is worth looking at is Yarmolenko. He's at 5.9 million. He's just come back. He's got Aston Villa away, which I think is a decent fixture. He scored a goal last week against Norwich, and he's got another newly promoted side this week. I think he's going to be starting. He's going to be Felipe Anderson on the left, Haller up top, who's a good hold-up player for players like Yarmolenko to latch onto. And I think he's a good player, a good shout at 5.9 million. If I had the wild card, I would definitely be considering this player in my team. So I think that's a good shout there. The second player that I would consider would be, let's find him here, Nicola Pepe. Probably a bit of a punt, possibly. Maybe it's too early to go for him, but I think he's going to be a star. Last week he had the most shots in the entire game week. No other player took more shots than him. I'd be jumping on him now because you know what's going to happen. As soon as he scores a goal, people are going to be jumping on that bandwagon straight away. So if you can get him in early, especially for the next 2, you've got a Watford side who are struggling right now. Yes, they've got a new manager, but there's a lot of uncertainty around their camp. And then Villa at home, who aren't really the best side defensively. So maybe that could be a good shout for yous. And then the third player that I would say would be worth a shout would be, if I can find him, Harry Wilson. Of course, King hasn't really been delivering, but if you want to go for an alternative Bournemouth player, I would say Harry Wilson's the man. He's got a goal and an assist in 4 games. He's only 6 million, and his next 6 actually fixtures are pretty good. Maybe Arsenal away isn't exactly the worst fixture given how bad they are defensively. But I'd say he's definitely a player to watch as well. Is Harry Wilson. If you can snap him up, maybe not this week, maybe next week after the Everton game, he could be a big player for you guys. He's had a lot of shots as well. He's taken off a lot of shots, so he could be the third player that I would say is worth watching right now. So that's going to be Adam FPL. Thanks for watching the video, and until next time, peace.